Hi and welcome to Silver Soul Tarot. Today we are going to do a reading with just the tarot cards, where I will take some from underneath as the underlying energy and some from on top about the overall energy, and we'll see what the messages are coming out today, shall we? So first of all, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Jo. If you are a returning viewer, great to see you again. If you are a subscriber, much love to you. Let's see what the underlying energy is, and then we'll hit the overall energy. Okay. Should be able to squeeze 5 in. And we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can pull some clarifiers if required. I don't know where to put them where they're not going to be in the way. Right. So the underlying messages and energy for this reading are, we've got the 7 of Pentacles discs in this deck. This is the Urban Tarot deck, by the way, I did forget to say, which is about failure. Now here, as you can see, there's some power failures happened. The lights have gone out, but there is still visibility. Okay, so let's see what this is about specifically. We've got some failure somewhere. We've got the Day Trader with the Prince of Discs. Okay, so with the Day Trader, I always think he's a very intelligent person, works well under stress. You know, he's very competent, confident, and will kind of get stuff done. You know, long hours, hardworking more than anything. You've got the Strength card. Okay, so strength, confidence, fabulous. We have then got the 2 of Discs, Pentacles, with change, right? Okay, so there's some change coming. There could be a physical change here. Someone could be thinking about, you know, starting a workout, literally, or, you know, working on specific groups of muscle, but we will see. Let's slide this over a smidge so we can fit them on. And the underlying energy, last one, is the Prince of Cups. Now this is the filmmaker. You are the writer, the director, the actor of your production. You are in control of your life. It just depends how you look at it, how you deal with the energies you've been given. Do you need to look at yourself / your life, you know, your career, your romantic situation, your friendship situation, however this is resonating with you? Do you kind of need to look at it a little bit subjectively, you know, understand that you can change things up as you wish? You know, you are not only the painter but also the observer and the creator, which is a bit mind-blowing when you think about it. So the underlying energy here, maybe there's been some failure in work, or something you've attempted a few times has failed, but it feels like you just need to kind of tweak it, and then you can give it another crack. Look at it from a slightly different perspective. Have a slightly different point of view or point of understanding. Now there are, as you can see, 3 discs here. So what the underlying energy is not uncomfortable, it's not unstable. You've got, you know, a lot of earth energy here, but there is something that needs to change, something that needs to be switched up, a way of looking at a certain thing that you're doing that needs to be changed. Taking a look in the mirror would be a good way of looking at it, you know, trying to see it from the other angles or somebody else's angle. Let's take the overall energy. Confidence with the Knight of Wands, you know, and the rock star. He's not getting up there and, you know, he's giving it his all. He's shouting into that, or should I say shouting into that microphone, you know, he's singing away, you know, rocking out with the rest of the band. That's not an energy of hiding away, or, you know, being a wallflower. That's someone who puts themselves out there and lives their life the only way they know how to, and that's how they want to live their life. So there's something here that just needs to underpinning needs to change, but by God, you've got the confidence to do it and the resources. You got the Aeon, which is the universe. So again, it's judgment. It's looking at yourself from a different period, from a different time. Maybe you've not seen the progress that you have actually made. You know, maybe you're reading an old story that comes through someone, or you're allowing people to treat you, you know, like you were the person you were 10 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 months ago. You know, you're never that. There's always that constant change. Okay. The Chariot. So there is movement here. There's something speeding up. The energy is picking up. Now with that card as well, with the Chariot, you are in the spotlight now. Okay, you've got that headlight blaring full beam at you, and it's like, yeah, you are in the spotlight because you've got all these spotlights under here as well with the Knight of Wands. You've got the 10 of Swords with Ruin. Okay, I would just be careful not to get into any addictions, restrictions or codependencies. Take that as you wish, but just be careful about substances at this time. I don't know if you already take them, but certainly don't start taking them. We are currently in the pre-shadow of the Scorpio full moon as I record this, and I think those energies kind of do matter. You know, they do bleed through, even though this is not specifically for that time of year. We are, however, in that time of year. This is definitely about getting better habits, transforming, new beginnings, switching things up, cutting things out. Yeah. And then we've got the 5 of Cups with disappointment. Yeah, you're going to feel some disappointment as you leave things behind, as you see things from a different angle. You know, you'll notice that you need to let certain people go, let certain things go, and you will get that disappointment, but you haven't lost everything. Let's take a couple more just to see what else wants to come through. But there's definitely you feel like you failed at something, but you haven't. You've got this underlying strength about a change that I think needs to happen, and it will happen. These 2 cards came out. Interesting. We've got the very transformative energy there with the Tower. Okay, something could very well be coming in quite quickly to sweep away anything that is not needed, any disappointment that you're feeling, anything that might be causing you to act outside of your normal character, let's just say. But you need to allow this transformation to happen. There's something is going to come in and be shown to you, probably an aspect of yourself. You've got the kindergarten teacher coming through as well. Now she's very hands-on. You know, she works with children. She doesn't mind getting her hands dirty. And talk about Scorpio seasons. Got 2 massive cards of Scorpio season now coming out with the Tower and the Death card. That death and rebirth. Yeah, changing things up, shifting things. Not seeing the cadaver in front of you, but seeing how that can give life afterwards. But back to the Princess of Discs. Yeah, you've got to get in there and do something. There's something here that is going to be a little bit hard to deal with. It might be an addiction, and trust me, I've given up things that were difficult to give up. I was a smoker for probably closer to 30 years, and longer than I care to admit. And there's something you have to every day. I could quite easily pick up a cigarette and smoke it, but I don't. So it's definitely something you need to work on. Something that requires you to get a little bit hands-on, a little bit down and dirty, so to speak. But again, you've got the disc. It's the grounded energy. It's the earth energy. And then we've got the 4 of power. Well, 4 of discs, again, it's a disc energy, but with power, you go from power failure to power increasing. Yeah, you get this influx of energy coming in. You get put in the spotlight. Maybe you put yourself back in the spotlight. but there's certainly something is going to be highlighted to you that you need to see in a different way. You need to change, and then you get the transformative energy. You've got 2 massive cards of transformation, but you've also got 2 massive cards of strength and confidence. You know, power failure to increasing power, you know, changing up anything that is not good for you. I'm going to use just one very quick example of my own life when I had a very clear, very red, vivid image flashed up in my mind, in front of my mind's eye, of the anatomical drawings of lungs. You know, like, you know, you got the bracket and you got the lung one side, flashed up, bright red, warning, stop smoking. So what did I do? I stopped smoking. That feels like a message here for someone. Like, if it is, stop smoking. For Christ's sake, stop smoking. But yeah, there's something's going to be, you're not going to be able to miss this. Something is going to be shone a bright light on that you need to change. We will take one more under and one more over just to close out the reading. You do have the star. Healing, okay? Healing energy. You are the star. Maybe you've been making a wish about something. You know, maybe you kind of wished for a long time that you could change this one thing. Well, it's about to happen. And the last overall energy is the painter. Yeah, you are the creator. You get to create your own reality, your own future. Yeah, you get to look at yourself and paint it. You know, with as you can see here, like, it's a little bit abstract. They're not quite seeing themselves in the truest form, but you can change that. You can create however you wish your life to look. You need to look at something from a different angle, change it up, you'll be fine. Or there's some heavy transformative energy coming through. I will wish you luck on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.